They said there's a shining light on the screen. Would that be your head?
Oh. That is,
She's ready tonight.
wow. All right, wait a minute. I'd like to call this meeting to order at 6:31 p.m. of the meeting of the Groton Beautification Committee.
And be kind to your minute takers.
Absolutely.
But, yeah, all right, we shall be kind to our minute taker. We have a quorum, our three members are, committee members are here. The first thing we need to do actually is approve the minutes back from the last time we met, which was May 30th, which I did not bring with me, I don't believe. Did anybody read the minutes of May 30th? Yeah. How long, Shirley?
Oh, sorry, I'm late.
Oh, if you're 1 minute late, that's no problem. Would anybody like to, I guess it's just the three of us, make a motion to approve the minutes of May 30th, 2024?
I'll second.
All right, then moved and seconded to approve the minutes of May 30th. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. 3-0-0. Minutes are approved.
I'm gonna put in for that sign tonight. Hello.
Hey there, how are ya?
Hi, Missy.
Don't you remember the sign we discussed the other day?
What time?
For you.
Oh, but it's well, we just, yeah, get rid of throw my purse on the floor if you want.
Weird.
No, you don't want to. I'm gonna quickly,
Good.
I'm gonna quickly go through the communications and treasurer's report, and then before we get into everything, Missy has another place to be, so I'm gonna let her talk first. So, the communications, I heard from Aline, she just wanted me to thank everybody for being so wonderful to work with. I don't have any more, communications that are pertaining to things we're working on. Does anybody else?
I do. I had communications with Slack
Oh, right.
regarding, they have a cleanup every year. You and I went last year, with Revolutionary Wind that sponsors it. And I had asked, they have to get it's a state road, they have to have a escort for the cleanup. And so I asked him if he would be interested, if he could do a state road in Groton, if we could possibly pay for the police escort. And I mentioned Route 117, the typical roads that are a mess that we've been trying to get cleaned up. Originally he said, that sounds great, but then he came back and said, well, we really wanted to reevaluate and want to do something down near the water. So I don't know where that is, but if they decide that they do a state road in the town of Groton, I think he said it was about $350 to $400 for the police escort, and I thought that might be the next money for.
Right, absolutely.
So I think I would probably have to have you guys vote on that, correct, if that comes about, so.
Well,
If
right, but we don't know if that, when is this, was that gonna be? The
Well,
fall?
it's in September.
Right.
Remember when we did it? It was like late September, wasn't it?
Sometime in September,
Yeah,
because it wasn't summer.
it wasn't summer, right? It was like,
Right.
it's an international cleanup day or something
Right,
like
okay.
that. And he did ask me if I just wanted to be in on the conference calls and stuff. I said, yes.
Great.
So,
Okay.
so if they decide to do a Route 1 or a Route 117 or 254 or 215, we're on state roads, right, a lot here. That,
Well, I would be comfortable moving to release the money now because I don't know when our next meeting is gonna be.
okay,
And so I think we could, I have asked for money in the past. We wanted the rain barrel and then that didn't happen. So it's okay for it to sit on the books like that.
okay. And if it doesn't happen, it doesn't.
Doesn't happen, right?
All right.
So I'd like to move to release $400 max to pay for a police officer for the townwide cleanup if it is on a state road that is agreeable to us.
It's not a townwide cleanup, it is a Mystic to New London cleanup.
Right,
So they have like this Honda, the Cardinal Honda's involved, there's a bunch of different ones that are involved.
Right.
But the Commerce has been paying for the police escort, they did for Route 1 last year, that Jim and I.
Right. Right. And I should amend my motion by saying using funds from the
Yeah.
NIP allotment that we have received in the beautification state. Right, so it's been moved and seconded by Bruce. Is there any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, 300. That motion is approved, and you will keep us up to
Yep.
date.
Hopefully we hear from them.
Any other communications?
Nothing from our friends, welders, our welder
Uh-huh.
friends.
Uh-huh.
You notice that this has not changed significantly.
I meant to go by there today, but,
Anyway,
okay,
so I am a little concerned because I'm reaching out to the new blacksmith
great.
and trying to get an update. And I know he works at the seaport in the summer, so maybe he's so busy with seaport.
Yeah.
So, there hasn't been any motion, so.
All right. We're gonna talk about that in just a moment, but let's just get through the treasurer's report, because that's what I'm gonna want to finish up on that. The treasurer's report, we have spent so far, this is fiscal year 2024-2025. We have spent $522.89, which leaves us with $3,477.11 in the account that comes from the council. In our donation account that we made ourselves and will continue on in perpetuity, as far as I know, is $5,631.89.
We are ready for some action.
Ready for some action, baby. Absolutely. And so we're gonna go right into unfinished business, and so we'll go right to the NIP fish sculpture update from Mindy.
I pretty much summed it up. We
Okay.
had a nice meeting with them last month.
Right.
We met with everybody. I think we talked about that.
Yeah.
So everything was all copacetic. Everyone was we knew who was gonna do what, and who was gonna get what money. It's gonna be pretty much split in half, and, we thought we had everything worked out. We did. And then there's been no action, no movement at all. So, but like I said, it's summer, so it's high season for maybe our welder right now. So, do we need a backup plan?
That's a good question, because, Clint is the original blacksmith, and he started the project. He brought on Noah, who's working part-time. He has another job. And so, we met down there, and they decided they would work on it and finish it together. And it doesn't seem like anything's happening right now.
I do know another welder.
You do?
Well, my suggestion was, and I made it a couple of times before, is, that sculpture can be finished anytime.
So fun.
That thing is perfectly suitable now to be put over there, put a trash barrel in it. It's actually better because you can see what it's for. And, it could be painted, so that it look, just a little
Yeah.
touch
He
up.
has the paint already. I thought
Yeah,
about
I mean,
paint.
And if,
Compliments though for kids to climb up. The kids climbed up on that. So the way he has it planned is that there's not any place where a child can get tangled or that, we have to put a sign there that says,
Right, no.
Mark also expressed concern about just it not being filled in, if you remember, because of the big blue trash
Trash
can.
can.
yeah, he didn't like
just
it.
put spikes all over it.
But I really easy what they
So
had.
I was walking down, Bobby stopped me and said, "Don't worry, he's gonna start working on it, I'm pushing it, this is last week." And he just finished a fence for somebody that he had to get done, or a sign.
So he's working.
So, but he hasn't done anything on it, but he is working, so just,
Okay.
Right, so, yeah, there are other people around who are really encouraging him, because
Yeah.
they want to see it happen
Okay.
too.
Good, so that's my main communication
but
there.
that you shouldn't know that. I'm just saying
Yeah.
that,
Yeah,
that's what Bobby just something I didn't know what to say.
I'm sorry. Do we have an arrangement
Public Works for them to put it in the location it's going to?
I believe it's with, Park and Rec. Park and
Park
Rec,
and
and Park and Rec, and I'm, because Mark's the point person on this, but I am sure he would be working with Greg Hanover.
Yeah.
They would be working together, as they often do, and, so we haven't worked, I mean, we've talked about the size of the cement block that would need to be there, and we have been told that, yes, it can be done by the town. And we would be happy to pay for any kind of, the ingredients to.
$300.
Right.
Oh, that's all it
Right,
is?
right.
That's great.
Well, yeah, we've
We
already
know that.
talked
We
about
know
it
that,
for something else, but,
Yeah.
so anyways, that
Yeah.
was,
I'll follow through with that. I'll take it right to the end.
Okay.
But, you know, I was thinking maybe we need a backup plan, so
yeah,
I
you
can
know.
work on
Well, I
that.
talked to Clint about that early on, and I told him how good it looked just as it was,
Uh-huh,
you know, and, you know, you didn't even need to finish it if you didn't want to, except maybe some touch-up kind
Yeah.
of thing. He says, well, you know, yeah, but he has an original idea in his head, so.
Right. Yeah.
right, and also
And I think it
Mark
would be
Mark
better
might
if we
have
did it.
something, you know, to say about that too.
But if it goes on and on, take it, put it over there, and eventually have it completed the way it was supposed to be completed, if anybody ever gets to that point. It's
Yeah.
perfectly usable right now.
Yeah. Okay, so we'll work on that.
Okay. Thank you, Missy, that's a
Yeah.
tough one. And then I've got on here Arbor Day trees, but that seems to like it kind of, it's getting to the time where we could add trees, and I know Shirley, the area where there used to be the sign looks very lovely because Shirley's been maintaining it, and we don't have a sign there where 117 and Route 1 come together. And also, I think, aren't there a lot of big tree roots there? If you were driving down 117 and the plantings were right in front of you, on the left-hand side of the plantings, aren't there some deeper tree roots
Well,
there?
They cut trees down.
Right, right. But they didn't dig out any roots, but I don't know if they were shrubs or if they were bigger. Like, is it something like, you know, once again, the highway department, you know, might be able to help us with that if we, but I just haven't stopped. It's such an inconvenient place to stop, and,
Most inconvenient.
most
Like,
inconvenient, yeah. So, I haven't,
We're still looking for a location,
right,
Yeah.
but,
but we have $500.
well, that was a long time ago. That came from the Rotary.
I'm sure it's there still with the Rotary.
Yeah.
I'll make sure it's still there, but they were under the, I guess I had said, we wanted something for either end of the sign. That's where we kind of want, I told them that,
Okay.
but if it's a different location, you know, I
Yeah.
certainly.
I love that location. There's much more space to the left if you're driving down 117 than there is on the right. The right starts to go into some shrubby, weedy kind of stuff there on the right. But on the left, there seems to be space.
Okay. Yeah, Carol.
If we could get the poles done.
Well, let's not worry about it. We'll have to get highway department to give us a brief.
Absolutely, yeah, no, they're very wonderful to work with and are happy to do it. We just have to tell them when and where we want it done. But that's a full sun area.
Yeah.
And,
I'll make sure that 500 is still there for us.
and then, and even though it was supposed to be for Arbor Day, but we're just got a little behind the eight ball on that. But it's really like.
Now is the time we need
Yes.
to take the trees out.
Oh,
and get them ready.
absolutely, now's the time,
Yeah.
absolutely. And then really anything that would look pretty or attractive, anything is gonna look attractive, but, you know, Missy was wondering if we should continue with the arborvitae, and I'm like, oh, no, I want something different, well, maybe we should just do more arborvitae. Or,
Who do we contact in the highway department?
well, you have to just, once you have a plan.
Yeah.
Once you have a plan,
To have the tree.
yeah, you have the trees and where you want them,
Mhm.
and then I always went through Greg and Hanover. And I would just like to encourage everyone to be extremely polite and thankful to our town workers. They are, especially the guys who are working so hard as the directors of certain parts of town. They work really hard and they do a lot. I'm not going to say they do a lot with a little. I don't know what their budgets are, but they there's been a shortage of workers for the town of Groton. So they're trying to do a lot with fewer hands. So, maybe when the grass stops growing so fast, it'll be a lot, well, actually, that's not highway department, that's part of grass, but anyway, yeah. That's why I usually go through, the person, the supervisor in charge of the highway department, Jeff. And he used to work for Park and Rec, and he's very, very lovely to work with. They both are.
I know nobody wants the taxes to go up any more than they do anyways, but I am gonna be championing another division in Groton that'll just do all the mowing. It won't be the Parks and Rec, and it won't be Public Works, it'll be a different division, and I think it would work a whole lot better. Because I think it just saps so much time out of these other divisions.
Yeah, that's always the priority. Then what do you do in the winter? Would they be snow plowing?
Probably,
Yeah.
I don't know, I just know we needed another department.
Okay.
And nobody ever wants to do that, and I understand it, I don't like my taxes either, but it would be so much more efficient.
Yeah, okay.
I've talked to several different mayors in different towns that I've seen that they have the three, and they've told me that they had two, they went to the three, everything works so much better.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
All right, let's see. That, is, so I think those are the things that I needed your input from, so whenever you need to go, but I did want to, at the very end, it has beautification member reappointments and new members. So right now we have 3 members, right? I am not going to be reappointed, which means we'll have 2 members on a 5-member committee, which means there is no quorum until at least 1, if not all 4 of the people who've applied get appointed. This is unfortunately, I can't really do anything about it because it's a mayoral appointment. And,
Do you know anything about it at this point in time? Is it exciting to you, Leanne?
I talked to her and I said, it's very important that you get these going.
Nothing.
Well, I know that, I think she actually took some time off. I think she went on vacation.
yeah.
So,
I mean, I know she's got a very full plate, but we have 4 people, 2 of them are here. Missy's 3 years ago, maybe you applied, and at that time we were full, and now we aren't full anymore. And then Jim was it November, December that you applied? And, so I haven't.
Are you both willing to be voting members?
Yeah, their
I think so,
applications, yeah,
Okay.
their applications, I mean, I'm surprised that Missy has the patience that she has because it has been a long time. And then for a long time, we had 7 people, and then we had 6 people, and then 5 people, and then now we have 3 people. So, we really need more. Yeah, we need more members, or we're gonna have.
Is there a date set for the reappointment, Leanne?
I'll chase it down this week and I'll let you know.
I have you 2 now. I have the paperwork that I have to bring by. And,
Okay.
I've got it all filled out, so,
Who will be our leader?
that's a good question too.
We'll have to vote on something, that's all.
Yeah. I
If you
think,
think a good leader.
I don't think so. Well,
I can't remember.
well, back in the day, Rachel Leanne started the committee, and Rachel was the first chair. And then she had a situation that she had to step away, and she still stayed on the committee. And it was like, I was the logical choice, right? Because Leanne was working and Nancy was involved. I mean, everyone was like, okay, Cindy's up. So,
Just so you know, I'm still working.
I know you were, I know. But, so they, and then that was fine, that's how but we also had 7 people at that time, so.
So I had some good candidates for interest.
You do?
So yeah, I do, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. One
Okay.
gal who I'm very excited about. She owns a landscaping business.
Uh-huh,
She's kind of everything. She does everything.
uh-huh,
She's renting here in Groton right
uh-huh,
now.
uh-huh,
And she seems to be really cool and, and she'd like to come to the next meeting
uh-huh.
for us to meet, but she's got good background, good
Uh-huh.
interest, and
Yeah. And,
Farmer.
we did, Lisa reached out to Dana Semerara, who's more of an art person. And she's very, tied up right now with some health, care things that she has to do, to take care of somebody else. But she's still very interested in the committee.
We could do a meeting where we bring in the people that are interested and just have a nice conversation.
Well, I thought about that, but I don't know that we got to have any say. And it was hard though, because you two have been to meetings forever. The other two people I don't know, except for what they wrote down on
Well,
paper.
I'll get the man,
Well, that would be nice. That would be nice.
yeah, tell her she has to come back and chair a meeting, and we're gonna meet some of the people who wanna come on,
Yeah,
and she's gonna make it happen.
yeah. Because she has a lot of things that she wants beautification to do.
Yeah.
You know, to be involved in. So, that might actually be a really nice idea. Yeah.
There was
Totally.
discussion on appointments to committees
Uh-huh.
at one of the board meetings they've been
Yeah.
having with, I forget which group, but there is discussion. It's not just that the committee is having a hard time getting people appointed, but other committees are having.
There is, some go through the town, like planning and zoning, you have to, it's all
Yeah.
voted on, I think.
Your
But
your
this
political
specific one, yeah,
party has to promote you.
Right,
for a
yes.
position.
that is not how the bylaws for this one, this committee is, so it's just appointed by the mayor. And that's what Patrice did when I came on. and
That's all I
meeting.
got.
Yeah, so, anyway, so I'm hoping that in the next
Uh,
month, we can, that would be a great idea, though, like a meet and greet, that would be delightful.
Maybe
Yeah.
you could send me an updated list of everybody's telephone numbers, just
Yeah.
email it over to
Yep,
me,
sure.
and then I'll let you know what I harass the mayor into or not.
we can just,
Did you print all the papers?
yeah. I just was wondering, I don't know whether she's even up for, maybe she'd like to be a member for a while before she could take the position.
Just
Yeah,
volunteer.
yeah.
I would rather that somebody do
Yeah.
that for a while.
Anyway, so, let's go back to 6.1, which is ARPA update. We're going back to our regular, unfinished business, starting at 6.1, so we skipped you, Bruce. Now it's your turn.
Not a problem. Well, you know that the reason everything is stopped dead is because the artist agreement that we need to go forward, give to an artist, was delayed by a couple of people. And then I had a meeting with Paige Bronk, and he had not sent it over to the police department, which I told it had been done. So he's gonna send it over, and we'd see what happened. I asked him to expedite it if he could. And I saw him today at Mystic Market.
Uh-huh.
I
Oh.
said, hey, Paige, I said, don't forget me on this, with legal and the artist agreement. He said, oh, that's like the first time he'd heard about it. And he said, good luck with that. So I have no idea what's happened to this agreement,
Well,
whether we'll ever see it again.
yeah, I think that you'll find that you will. I spoke to Robert,
The attorney?
no, EDC, the chairman of the Economic Development Committee. Robert Boyce, thank you. I spoke with him about it, and I asked him to please follow up on it, see where it was, and see what we needed to do to get it presented the way it needs to be
Really?
presented.
Yeah.
So, he said that he would do that. So,
I talked to Paige, Paige knows. The key to the whole project is this artist agreement.
well, I still did work on it, and I have been working on it a little bit.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So we'll see. If I get reappointed, I'll probably have another couple of years to work on it.
So you can't do the request for sculptures and stuff like that without an artist agreement in hand.
You got it, yeah,
It's because they have to be able to look at what we're offering and what they,
exactly, and we have to pay them,
right?
you know, and that's in the artist,
Right.
the whole thing.
Yeah.
It's just a page and a half, it's
Uh-huh.
just 2 pages. It's so simple, and it's been, that's what,
They don't like simple here.
so I guess we'll just, wait and see.
Okay, well, thank you very much, and thank you for, having a conversation. And Mr. Burkett, that's a good place when people are like not prepared,
Yeah,
right?
just
When they're not
me and the
prepared.
tourists.
Catch them off guard.
Yeah. All right, Calvin Burrows Field. We've made some headways there. Would you like to say anything, or you want me to talk? Are you sure? Okay. So, we met, did we meet before? Well, we actually didn't have a last meeting. So, Mark, Barry, Shirley, myself, and Erica, who is the mom who does an enormous amount for the Little League there at Calvin Burrows Field. We all met and we walked around, and Shirley had made a really lovely design for 3 different areas of the park. One of them, we were told that was where the kids played and it probably would get trampled. But she immediately went to work on the, if you drive in there and it has the Perzati boat launch sign, it already, she removed the turf and amended the soil and put in, 18 plants? Was it 5 plus 13 maybe? Seen them? And all by herself, no help whatsoever, and planted it. And so if you go in there, you'll see there's a taller sedum in the back, and then a lower sedum, which is pretty basically all year round. It keeps changing colors from yellow to kind of almost orangey in the winter. That is all done. I was supposed to get her some mulch today, but that didn't happen, but it's eventually going to be mulched also. And then there's another very nice pollinator area that she wanted to plant. Have you changed any, is there an update on that, or is there any changes?
I left a message. My name is Erica,
Right,
and she'll return my call.
okay,
So I'm rethinking the design for that area.
okay. The area when you first drive in, or so we're gonna shelve the area by the
Yeah, it's
handicap
not being
parking.
done because
Right.
she said it's.
The kids would just run over it. Yeah. Yeah, all right, so there was a nice design, like when you drive in, you can either go to the right or the left, and there's a nice curve there, and so the idea was, let's plant some very attractive flowers there. That's being there might be a different design, and also, we weren't sure, there's a big light pole there, like how much soil there was actually gonna be, but we won't really know that until
That's not gonna be an issue. Well,
okay.
that's line voltage, it's going to be down. It's
Yeah.
not like surface.
Yeah, but don't they have to, yeah, as long as there's enough soil, right?
There's no problem.
Okay.
So that's why you got in the back.
No, it's right in front.
When you.
Right in front.
That was there, I couldn't figure out, all right. I took pictures, but I couldn't figure out where that was, right in front.
There's big light
Okay,
where the chain link fence forms, or
okay.
just as you enter, it would be
Yeah.
the first thing you see when you
Yeah.
drive in.
Yeah. So Mark did really like that idea of having like, that would be kind of greeting you, and probably wouldn't be an area that would get trampled upon or balls, crushing things. But it happened very quickly, so it looks fantastic. So if you're driving over there, slow down and take a peek at that little fine area. Thank you so much.
Who's the lady
for doing
that, is kind of the coordinator for things for the ball field down there, or the ball team?
Erica.
Erica?
What is it? Something Brock. I have
That's
it.
all right, you can
Okay.
let me know.
All right, yeah. So she's the one who, she lives right next door there, and she's there all the time. She does a lot
Okay.
with there. And she actually reached out to me and said, hey, what are you guys gonna do? I have people who wanna work, So I was like, oh, okay, well, I'll let you know when we need you, So that is, one thing down.
797 or 81?
8, 9.
Going on to the police department weed removal and planting, that actually took place on the 27th of July. And I would encourage all of you to drive past the police department, look over your shoulder to the right as you're going up the hill, and you'll see a beautiful garden of pollinator flowers. Most of them are native. Most of them provide something to bees, butterflies, and other wonderful creatures. And it's also flowering and beautiful. And we had, I think, 8 different people came, and we worked for 2 hours, 1.5, 2 hours, and the park and rec, the employee of the park and rec came. Yeah, 2 hours, because we worked from 8 to 10. And we were done by then. He brought up two scoopfuls of mulch, so it was fantastic. And it looks great. And I want to thank both Sharon and Missy for coming up here and weeding at the annex. It's a very thankless job, especially the planters need constant deadheading, and then the area that we planted last year in September, there's just a lot of weeds. So we need to continue. You can't just leave it mulched and all the weeds and crabgrass came. So it's not even coming from below, it's coming from on top.
So are we ready to plant there in the fall, something else?
I haven't done anything with it yet. We just finished up.
Might be ready in the fall to plant there.
Also, because I just don't have the heart to.
Yeah, to weed it with it. It's beautiful. Yeah.
Hopefully,
Yeah.
twice this year already.
Yeah.
Fall
Yeah.
comes right back.
And the planters need some new flowers, so especially the ones on the side. I'm gonna get some more donations of perennials.
Okay, yeah.
I've got,
They've been I've gotten a lot of positive feedback from the different, the perennials that are there and that have been planted there. So they're really appreciated. So you don't get all those emails, but I get them. People
I really
really
get the bad ones. Huh?
Yeah.
Great.
Great. And then, it's interesting though, because I was, there are a number of places that need some that need continued TLC. And I went to pay my taxes the other day, and Jim was there weeding at the town hall, which had like the crabgrass that took over New York. It was like this big, it was huge, like the biggest crabgrass I've seen. So he took care of that. I went also specifically because Leanne had said, things don't look that great. I think the only thing that looks a little challenged right now is the red obelisk beach. There's 3 of them. They seem to have lost a lot of leaves. And so I sent an email yesterday to Pete Wood, who installed everything, to ask him to go take a look at them. But everything else is fantastic. Like, there's nothing dying. Everything looks really good. There are a few areas that, where we didn't add the annual, and that, it's just kind of bare mulch, which, is just asking for more weeds. So how did you find the mulch when you left? Was there enough mulch on there? Does it need needs more?
It always needs more.
Yeah.
So keep an eye on that, what you're saying. It's not a done deal. It's not gonna stay that way forever. It needs upkeep.
Yeah, that, and then, just, we've got the annex, like 3 different areas of the annex, plus the planters, and now the police department, and then the top of Fort Hill. Shirley's been keeping an eye on the Route 117. Shirley also has been taking care of the Part 4, as well as the library, I don't know if you do the library, if you do the senior center. And the Memorial Garden,
And
right.
Spicer's Park too.
Yeah, she couldn't figure out who was whistling at her the other day. Really? You, when you were bent over. I'm walking in, and she bent over, whistling,
Uh-huh.
She decided she needed a sign on that end.
Yeah, picture of my face.
Yeah, and Spicer, yeah, because we, weeded and,
So we could use some more help. And they don't have to be all voting board members, but they can be.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
And doctors of a garden.
Yeah,
Right,
we were,
right,
yeah, because
right.
we were thinking about doing kind of a round robin, and so if I need to get a list, and then, okay, this is where we're going this Wednesday, or Jim's available on Wednesday, I'm available on Wednesday, you're,
Fridays.
so it's like, it would be nice to
Are
kind
you
of
gonna keep doing that?
do a round. I'm gonna continue weeding. I'm gonna continue weeding, I mean, yeah, I just, you know,
It'd
and.
be
Nice
volunteer,
of
right?
you, yeah. And we've been adding, you know, I take things out of my garden and put them in spicers, or, you know, we need stuff in the shade, and it's like, well, I've got extra coral bells and,
Are you talking about at Spicer's Park and Rec building
yes, that little tiny
with
garden.
the
there.
white birch and the big
Yes,
rock?
yes,
Well, the only thing you need there is a ground cover, European ginger, and nothing else.
I've got
Nothing else.
I've got wild ginger, I mean, I've got native ginger, but it's tall.
The ground cover
I-
has big,
And it's shiny.
shiny,
Right,
waxy
right, I
leaves,
have that.
and because the leaf is large, it
Cover,
shades
right,
the
right.
ground, it's an excellent ground cover and shade. Those are the three things you need, the rock, the ginger,
Uh-huh.
and the birch. That's it. Nothing else.
Not convinced?
No, well, the word European ginger is the part that I don't like.
Oh,
I like native plants that look nice and feed creatures, but I do love European ginger. It's very pretty, and it likes the shade, doesn't like the sun.
Every time I walk into the park or somebody compliments the gardens and how much nicer the entrance looks. And I don't know if any of you have been down there, but it's new carpet, they newly painted.
Inside? Oh,
Inside.
I've been there for a while.
Yeah, they're trying very hard to change the appearance and,
Step it up a
and,
bit,
they were just waiting and, they're due to do another contract
Mhm.
and the Suns are running it now. So once that's signed, they're gonna do even more. So I think I mean, the food's always good, so anyways, but, you know, it's really, come a long way.
Okay.
And the Indian is covered.
The what?
You remember the Indian that I was concerned
Yeah,
about?
the old one, the total, you're talking about down at,
No, I'm talking down at Par Four. The entrance from the golf course used to come into the club.
I'm
There were
sorry.
big doors there, and on the floor was a, profile
Uh-huh,
of, I think, well, probably was Shennecossett,
uh-huh,
The Indian.
uh-huh, uh-huh.
and it was getting abused.
Mhm.
And so I talked to Public Works and John, and they came up with a way to protect it.
Mhm.
So now it's kind of a centerpiece. It's really nice.
Nice.
Unusual color, but that was the colors that were there.
Well, it started out being just a mess of weeds, and it's
It's lovely now.
not, it's very nice now, and Shirley wants to get it, maintains it, and I know that darn crabgrass comes in, right, with everywhere, yeah.
It's everywhere this year.
With,
I've never seen it like.
Park Board, can we add
They'll
some
get down and look at
extra
it sometime.
outside?
I've already talked to Mark, and he said that he thinks the staff are throwing the cigarette butts. And he said he doesn't believe that putting any container would make any difference.
Oh, boy.
That's what he said. I mean.
There's a lot of cigarette, I mean, Shirley and I noticed that a long time ago, that there's a lot of cigarette butts. Now, we have added more of those little ugly, I mean, the containers themselves are not very attractive. There's one right outside here. We've added a couple down at the Water Street bathroom, where there's a lot of mess on Water Street and Mystic. You know, certainly certain stuff gets in there, but also like people's stuff, like bubble gum in there, and it's just, and there's still a lot of cigarette butts. So, but I understand there's a lot of cigarette butts.
It's the bar crowd,
Mhm.
because we go there almost weekly, and
Uh-huh,
again, talking to the guys running now.
yeah,
They were game, I brought up,
uh-huh,
they said they had an ashtray, but it got trashed and looked worse.
uh-huh,
So I think it got thrown away.
yeah. Well, I mean, also, could somebody just clean it up once a day? And do they sweep it up once a day? I mean,
Yeah.
that's part of it. I mean, nobody wants to go in there and, I mean, an employee.
Yeah.
But they just go clean. Once
It's
a day.
not concrete. Is that what it's
It's when you walk up
The
some
mall,
steps
the deputy.
and they're,
Someone had thrown a cigarette butt last year. And it actually.
I know.
That'll clean it up.
uh-huh. Yeah, so it's, maybe we need to do a campaign on cigarette butts, it's like, this is trash.
Oh,
Yeah.
forget. it.
Yeah.
I told the guy to pick up a cigarette butt and he told me to go ask my.
Down at the farm?
No.
Yeah, I would have said I'm not capable of doing that. but- Oh, it's-
I know, you don't want to,
Like at town hall, features, the worst and the thing that sticks out is from the blacktop to the curb. Would I get in trouble if I took my electric weed whacker and?
Blacktop too. So I don't know, see, Sharon has wondered this too, it's like, that I need a little something more,
Well, it's so many people, especially the last 2 days, have all of us,
Yeah.
they're putting
Paying our
the
taxes.
taxes.
Yeah.
And I was getting a lot of offers to stop by people's houses to finish their job.
Yeah.
And I was inviting them to help me, but where it looked worse, I was able to get some of the sidewalk from the garden to the entrance.
Okay.
That was easy to pull it out of the sidewalk.
Oh.
But I was just curious if I get in trouble by Public Works, if I would take care of.
I really don't think.
I don't know. I don't know.
If you were in the city, yes, you would, but in the town, I don't think. you
All I
would.
know is I got an email at one point saying, are you guys down there, weeding because there's some trucks there and we don't know who it is, and it wasn't us. And so I think, I don't know.
So I can call.
No, I can do it and get my hands stopped.
Yeah.
Better to do it and then just.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Well, if you're a member of the beautification committee,
It should be.
I mean, it's
Should be some
it's a
power,
done deal.
should be some power in that.
Well,
Who's gonna, if anybody's sending you, say, I'm on the beautification.
it's just, it's
Your eyebrows are anyway.
people have in their job description, that this is something that they would do, I would think. The thing is that is there something like, right now in downtown Mystic, there's nobody weed whacked down there or anything, it's just by the mid or end of summer is a hot mess, so.
Because that's like Lee has her magic spray with the vinegar,
Yeah.
whatever that.
Yeah.
That works, yeah.
So it works, so I can on
Like,
Wednesday, go and spray that.
I
On Saturday, go and weed whack.
Mm-hmm.
I am not really, I don't know. Certainly you can use the spray. Certainly you can, that's not something that anybody in the town is going to do. They're not gonna mix up their nice little
Union
spray.
thing, right?
Yeah, yeah. You don't wanna be doing stuff, but nobody in the town is, spraying in between that. So I certainly, when I have weeds that I cannot pull, I will use that thing.
Are you talking about using an herbicide in the crack?
No, it's just like water and vinegar.
Maybe salt, is there, things?
I forget what.
It's a bunch of different.
It's,
Formulas,
yeah.
It's not an herbicide.
Just so you know, the
Yeah.
town does have somebody who sprays crack.
Really? Uh-huh.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah.
Pardon me.
Thank you so
Bye.
much,
Bye.
Missy.
You look lovely tonight.
Yeah,
Bye, Mitch.
Thank you, bye.
bye. All right,
I couldn't find that person.
so, that's the extent of what I have on unfinished business. Except for, is there any new business? Do you have any new business? It would really be nice to be able to wrap up some of these projects. But,
Not gonna happen.
Okay. I've got somebody I'll talk to. I think maybe I have somebody that would do part 4 2 or 3 times a week to pick up down there. So,
What do you mean, like
the bus.
the bus?
Yeah.
Really?
So let me check on that. So that garden area down at the town hall, that's what it's supposed to look like, huh?
I am not sure about the red obelisk. The red obelisk were the tall, skinny trees, and they didn't seem to have a lot of,
Closer to the parking area.
yes.
Yeah, they were, I thought they were horrible, but I don't know one flower from another.
Yeah, but that's
The tree
a
though, right?
tree, it's a red tree, and I, looked to see if they were missing a lot of leaves, but I felt the little twigs and they weren't dead, so I don't really know if that's certainly.
That's what Steve put in?
Pete
Yeah.
put in, yeah, so that's why I sent him an email,
Yeah, okay,
have him
good.
to go look at it. But everything looks great otherwise, nothing died, the weeds were thriving, and, that's when I saw Jim, and he was removing weeds, so.
Does that need mulch or something? down
Well,
there?
he,
Well, it's like yearly, that everything needs to be mulched, doesn't
yeah, pretty much.
I'm sorry?
Yeah,
it? Yearly, new mulch should be added.
yeah, to make it, you just don't wanna, sometimes if it doesn't, decompose, you can actually get too much. But if you are digging, like we, Shirley and my friend Kim and I were putting some plants in downtown Mystic today, and there was a nice amount of mulch on much of the area, but they had just done that in spring. Anyway,
I have one question, if I might. There was talk of putting together a presentation for the council,
mm-hmm,
and we wanted to do it with pictures.
mm-hmm.
Did anybody step forward to work on that?
No,
Would you like to step forward to work on that? You're talented that way.
Yeah, I do have a problem right now. I'm caretaker for my wife for
Right,
probably
right,
the next month
okay.
or so. I think it's a great idea, though, I really do.
Let me see if I can find somebody, because I really think it's important that we go and do a presentation for the council. And in order to do it, you gotta have pictures,
I've got
yeah.
1,000 pictures,
okay?
so if you have some, I can give whoever needs them.
Rachel had suggested at one point when we were gonna do this, she said, it's really good. Last time I did it, which was a couple years ago, I did a PowerPoint presentation, and Rachel had suggested that the last presentation they had, this was a while back, she said it was just, like continual.
Almost like a little movie or
Yes,
something.
yes, like, so it wasn't like me talking and with the PowerPoint, right? So she said it was very engaging, it went quickly, and that's what she suggested, and I thought that was a suggestion.
That video would be good to do that.
All right, let me talk to Jen and see if she's got any time at all.
All right, so
And
we,
just one thing, and all the pictures are on the Facebook page too, and you
yeah,
see everything's out there,
Yeah.
what we've done.
Okay,
yeah,
sometimes it's there, but you have to like,
Well, you can just download, you can just click on it and
right.
download to,
I went the
Image.
I was talking
oh, yeah,
presentation.
yeah.
Sometimes you gotta put it right in front of them, and you gotta talk about it a little bit.
right.
If I can get it together, would you like to do the presentation?
I'm just not sure that I'm gonna be able to do that
Okay,
at this time,
all right.
so I can't say yes.
All right. I'll see if I can get it put together, and then we can talk about who might want to do the presentation. It couldn't be me, because I don't know one flower from another.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, we can take turns too during the presentation. Two or three or four of us step up. I don't know anything about plants, but I mean, the art,
Yeah,
Yeah,
all
okay.
right. Let me see what I can do. And,
I think what, if you had somebody who you work with or something, you could point them in the direction of our Groton Beautification Committee Facebook page, and then they see all the different photos there that we have. And I guess there's a way to download them from Facebook.
Yeah, and I can always help with that. If
Yeah, yeah.
somebody, again, I've got all the pictures, so.
I'm it's Jen, my daughter-in-law, that I'm gonna ask, because she does graphic arts.
Oh.
So if I can,
squeeze a couple more minutes of her
Yeah,
time.
I'm
sure
driving her
she's busy.
crazy now.
Yeah.
This is, she runs the westerly side, before and after.
Sean could help us out over at the library. He's got a couple of people at work. They're looking for stuff to do, I think.
Which library?
They got a couple
Sean.
summer interns or something.
They did, but last time I was down there, I don't know who's there now, but they've got all the facilities. I mean, I think they might be amenable to something, helping with something like that.
Yeah, I'll talk to him. I certainly know him.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
Yeah, very
So-
good.
So that's an excellent idea. I just can't commit, actually.
That's all right,
Participate?
that's all right.
Then our next meeting, I don't know what to say because we don't have a quorum unless more people are appointed
Mm-hmm.
to have a meeting.
Well,
And
they should do
September.
something before September 5th. This
Oh.
thing is supposed to happen in August sometime. This reappointment.
Yeah,
Yeah.
August 7th. Yeah, I've got the paperwork. Yeah. So, so that would be two. We need, it would be nice to have all four of those people. I obviously Missy and Jim we know well, and then another two women who, I've looked at their applications, but I don't know them personally. And once again, I don't make the decision. So,
Let me see what I can get out of Rachel and I'll call you.
yeah.
I forget things now. I've always forgotten things. Did you get that telephone number I'd asked you about for the lady from EB?
You did not see? I
That's all
forgot
right.
too.
That's
Okay,
all right.
email to Leanne, contact,
You're just trying to
and,
make me feel better.
EV. I wish it was that. All right, so we can, if we don't have any more business, we should probably adjourn the meeting because it's all, we're all talking. I mean, it's being recorded, is what I mean.
Can I ask a quick question?
Absolutely.
With this NIP buyback thing that I read in the paper,
Mhm.
are we backing that or because in my opinion, they should just stop selling NIPs.
Right, and it's a legislative issue, so we don't have any control of that.
No, but by town-wise, they
Oh.
can do it.
you're right,
Town-wise, we
you're
can
right.
do it.
I think actually there are a couple towns who have done
But,
Your liquor stores make so much money there.
correct, but this buyback thing is so,
Um,
Yeah.
I know, it's being recorded or
Well,
just read my mind, but hopefully it's not coming that it's coming from us.
No, absolutely not. So because we got that, I think 2 times. We got 2 allotments. And we haven't gotten any more since, but the town, every town in Connecticut continues to get allotments of net money, and they've done some really interesting things with it. I think somebody in the town wants to get one of those small, which would be great in town areas, small, kind of a street sweeper, but not a big one of those big huge ones that go, like, there's a smaller one. I don't know if you push it or what, to suck up trash and stuff like that. Anyway, well, they're coming up with ideas. I had spoken with Rachel about this a long time ago because this was her idea. Like, why couldn't we do a buyback? How do we get people to remove them from the environment? That is the goal. And that has always been the goal of the NIP deposit. So she thought, what if we do a buyback? Because once again, we get the money, then they get whoever, say I buy 10. And I'm a total slob, and I'm sucking them down and throwing them out the window, right? I have paid 10 cents, I paid $1 for those 10 little guys. So then, people come and collect them, bring them to the transfer station, I think is what might happen. I'm not sure if anything, I don't think anything's set in stone yet. They weigh them, they don't have to count them, you weigh them, and then say, somebody brings in I don't know, I don't even know, a huge bag of them. It weighs this much. Oh, and here's your money. Thank you very much. And then the one thing that they have to be very careful about, then what do you do with those? Because you don't want them to be recirculated. But they would have to, they would have solved that problem. It has to get, that's one thing. You have to solve that problem because you don't want it then to somebody else to get those same bottles and bring them back. again.
When it comes to the garbage, right, that's the only place they can go.
But, yeah, but they have to make sure that they go to the garbage and get
Yeah.
burned versus,
Yeah.
you know, get,
Garbage can.
yeah, somebody grab them out of the garbage and then bring them.
You know, there's another approach to that problem. Being somebody who frequents package stores, I can tell you that those things are right up front,
Mhm.
and there's no information, no publicity, no PR that says, hang on to your nips, you know, and throw them away instead of just throwing them out the window.
Yeah.
You could easily put some kind of publicity together, just a little placard that would sit right there, right where the nips are.
Yeah.
I'm sure that the people that run the stores would love to have something.
Well, the thing is-
Okay, and you're gonna tell me that these people that you saw out the window.
Cigarette guys.
Decided to make a difference?
I think that you get enough people that never even think about it or are guilty about it, who would, yeah.
the thing that freaks me out.
You don't
when
know unless
see-
you try,
yeah,
Shirley.
You gotta, there's gotta be pictures of animals who are somehow tangled up with those nips. Like when I see that, I mean, it just makes me crazy whenever you see animals, you know, with their head in something or anyway, but we're getting off the
Yeah.
subject at this point.
We could end the meeting and
Well,
talk a little bit if anybody
yeah.
wanted to.
So the problem, like I said, I don't really have a next meeting right now.
Mhm.
So,
Okay, we'll see what
but
happens.
I hope, you know, Leanne's gonna be on it, and then I'm hoping that some things come down and that we'll have an actual committee. Continue to have a committee.
Can't let it go now. You guys have done so much good work, so
It's
I
fine.
know, it'd be a
not gonna
shame.
happen. Not gonna happen.
All right, so, is there a motion to adjourn at 7:28?
Well, I'll still do what I do, but I mean, that's 28.
That's true.
We'll go out and take care of it.
We understand that, and God knows you're appreciated, but we want to keep the committee going.
Well, of course.
Who else whistles at?
Did somebody make the motion? Did Leanne or is that?
I heard it from that end of the table.
No, so I'll say it, Cindy did it, Cindy, and then second by, Bruce, and then all in favor of adjourning at 7:28, it's unanimous. That's excellent. All right, thank you all very much.
All right.
Now, wait, let's see if I can, and whoever.